In case you can't read what it says at the top, my husband said it's all about spending time with the kids on Mother's Day. So I picked up a 12-hour shift on Father's Day so he could spend time with them alone. Ma'am, you dropped this. Don't worry, I'll place it right on your head. I have seen a lot of stuff this past Father's Day online. Many things that made me tee hee hee. In fact, let me share some of the things that made me tee hee hee outside of this video. There, there was one mom who booked herself a short vacation, like a weekender vacation during Father's Day because that's what her husband did. Well, actually, he booked like a workcation or something like that. I guess there was a conference or something. But yeah, she was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we're matching each other's energy. You got a workcation, and I got to really, spend time with the kids on Mother's Day. So yeah, might as well catch up. Go ahead, spend time with the kids. I'll I'll be on a beach." There were a couple others like this one. She picked up a 12-hour shift where just like women were picking up more hours at work, getting that money, and saying, "Oh no, like this is a great time for you to like spend time with the kids." There were other ones, like I did see a majority of them that were like moms basically just treating Father's Day like how they treated Mother's Day, where the dads were basically like, "Oh no, like this is a great time for you to like Mother's Day is all about being a mom. So what better way to remember that you were a mom than by washing children and cleaning the house and like really just spending mother every other day like Mother's Day, you know?" Um, I did also unfortunately see a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a painful amount of videos where the first video, and it's kind of like a series, but you don't, unless you look for it, you won't find the other videos, where moms were trying their best to be like, "No, we're gonna treat today just like Mother's Day. I didn't get flowers. I didn't get anything for Mother's Day, so I'm not really gonna do anything for Father's Day. It's all right. Don't worry. It didn't bother me. It shouldn't bother you." Is the first video. And the next video is either the kids are sad because, "Oh, we should do something for Daddy," and then mom is like, "Well, we didn't do anything for me, so I don't see what the real difference is," and then mom gets guilted, or mom just feels bad because she's guilting herself, and then all of a sudden she's at the store buying stuff for Father's Day that she has to make or that she has to assemble, and then obviously shortly after that there's all the family pictures being like, "No guys, I promise he's a great husband, he's a great father, look at all of these pictures of us happy," as if we care. It's your life, but you're trying to make us believe that you're living La Cheetah Loca. Now, there is a very real, very tangible truth in this kind of content, this kind of matching the energy content, that I think we should just talk about a little bit. But before we do that, hi, my name is Shayna. For those of you who are new here, I'm a journalist. On this page, talk a lot about decentering men, child-free living, and looking at that through an intersectional lens. If any of that sounds like a vibe, please like, share, subscribe. And if you would like to also learn how to be a part of this kind of journey so you can write and share stories for money, or if you want to book a one-on-one call with me, or if you want to join my Patreon, all the information for that is in the description, along with ways to give me a gift. If that is something that you are into, don't worry about it. There's no pressure. There's no pressure. But yeah, let's just talk about this real quick, breaking out the handy dandy. Truth is, this is the beginning of the divorce process. Not necessarily calling out these men or these husbands or fathers or whatever and putting that online. We have seen time and time again people blasting their boogas and still laying up beside him and being like, "But that's my man." Like, we see that all the time. That's not what I'm talking about. The matching of the energy is the beginning of the divorce process. Why do I say this? Because it is the separation from the idea versus the reality of what your partnership is. That partnership could be marriage, that partnership could be parenting, that partnership could be cohabitating, whatever that partnership looks like, it is the beginning of the end of it. Because you have had to clock in your mind that there is a difference of investment, and that you are over investing with somebody else's, and you are now calculating what the difference in that investment is, and you are lowering your investment intentionally. And guess what? Energy cannot be destroyed. It can be changed, it can be manipulated, but it can't become zero. So all that energy that you were putting into the relationship, when you thought that it was here, where you thought that you both were investing the same amount and it was really about this, and then you bring it down here, this amount of energy, it's gone somewhere, but it's not in the relationship anymore, which means that you unintentionally or intentionally are taking that energy and placing it somewhere else. You are taking it and you are moving it somewhere else, which means that you are now investing into something beyond the relationship. And generally, in order to do that, you have to identify the things, the activities, the ways in which you are outputting your energy, so that way you could categorize it and say, oh, well, A through Q, I'm going to put over there. Which also means that you now have to think about what is A through Q. And the moment that wait, let me make sure that I got this. So which means that you are identifying how you are actually being treated, noticing your energetic output, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So yeah, you are the person who always cleans up the living room even though you both worked a full day. Yeah, you are the person that always has to go grocery shopping, prepare the meals, get the kids ready for bed, and clean up afterwards, even though you're both working a 9 to 5. Or even if you're not both working a 9 to 5, you're the person that is always doing this. Whenever a child is rageful or upset or whatever, it's always your job, or it just doesn't feel equal. You always feel tired, and they're always trying to touch you and get something out of you, and you're like, why do I feel like I don't want to do? You're starting to clock what the things are. You're starting to clock what A through Q is. Once you realize what A through Q is, once you identify what A through Q is, it's real hard to start putting those things back unless they are willing to go up here, and then you can meet their energy. But it's not often that they do that now, is it? I used to do a whole series on here. Well, I wouldn't say a whole series. I did a couple episodes talking about different parallels between the animal kingdom and the human world. And I recognize that we are not animals, but also we are. We are. And there's a lot that we can learn from the way that the natural order functions, as it relates to acceptance, but also what relationships look like, different kinds of relationships. There are a lot of, not everybody is going to have a bird relationship. And that's okay. And that's okay. Mammal relationships look very different than birds, look very different than reptiles, even though reptiles can be a little bit closer to birds. But once you recognize what the things are, even within animal relationships, they match the energy of the male counterpart or the masculine counterpart. So if the masculine counterpart is investing into said relationship, then there's the enthusiasm. Then there is the, as it relates to, I'm just saying, happy to continue that series if people are curious, because I found some new documentaries and I got notes. That's handy dandy. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. And I'm curious, if you celebrated Father's Day, please share the experience below. But as always, stay safe out there.